Guys. Sorry I'm late. Got home from work and I got really hungry, so figured I'd have a little bit of dinner before I start. But I'm gonna wait until some more people get on here. And while I'm waiting, I'm gonna talk about what all I brainstormed about last night. So I just started in this room, and it works great, but my dressing room's a little cramped. I've bumped into the table a few times, and last night I could not sleep, and I was brainstorming, and I have a spare bedroom downstairs that we never use, and it's just a catch-all, so I thought, why not? So tonight after this live, I'm gonna start, and I even did a little bit last night, but I'm gonna move all this stuff down to that room, and there's no bed in there anymore, so why not? Then I'll still have my dressing room, and I'll have my inspiration room, as I'm going to start calling it. So that's where all the inspiration is going to be coming from, is that room down there. I posted some pictures last night on my phone on this page to kind of give a little glimpse of what the room looks like. I cannot wait till it's all done, then I'll post more pictures. So I'm just going to wait just a little bit longer, and then I'm just going to walk through what all I'm going to be using for the craft. I'm going to be making the Santa Claus gnome. I have a Halloween one done over here, but I figure I've done a Halloween, I've done a Thanksgiving or fall, and now I'm going to do a Christmassy one. And I pretty much have some of the embellishments already, because I ended up making a Dreamcatcher wreath last year. So I figured I would use some of the stuff left over for this craft here. So all I'm going to need is I got some of this foam sheets, and I end up cutting a little piece out for the hat, because that's going to be like a belt. And then on the old form, before I took all the stuff apart, this is what it looked like. I took this little buckle and I saved it. And so this piece is going to go here on the Santa hat. But this buckle, I saved it, and I got some gold shimmery foam sheets, and I cut that out. So on my Santa hat, it'll look like his belt at the base of the hat. So I cut all of that stuff out last night when I was doing my prep. And of course, I took all of the tinsel already off of my form. So it's all ready. I did leave the hanger. You don't have to, but I like having it already there. So then this is what it looked like before, and I took all of this off. And then I thought, what kind of embellishments do I want? And I made this wreath last year, because I didn't want a typical one. I wanted something different. So I just used an embroidery hoop, did a dream catcher in the center, hung a little ball in there, and then I had some of these left over. So I thought, I'm going to go ahead and see how those will look with it. And then I have some of these holly leaves, so I figured I'd try that. I've got some little sparkly, I don't know if I put any of these, I don't think I put any of these in there, but I thought a little bit of green would go good with it. And then, of course, a pine cone. So that was one way. And then I also have some of these pretty flowers left over. So I wasn't sure if I'd want to use that. So I have that set aside to see if that's what I want. But tonight I'm doing the Santa Claus. Hi, Sam. Glad you could make it. I just kind of did a run through of what all I'm using. And I was going to make my own pom-pom. But as I was going through some of my crafts, this is funny because this is left over from Easter. So it's little clippies for your hair. And then this clips to your tushy. So it's the tail of the bunny. And I'm going to use this for the ball on his hat. So I'm just going to, since it dangles from the hook, I think what I'm going to do is just cut where that is, and I'll use the hook later. Hi, Auntie. So yeah, that'll work better than clipping it on there. And I can reuse this clip for another project. I tell you, my trash can doesn't fill very quickly because I end up saving all the scraps. So this will go at the top. It's pretty good size, but I think it'll be a perfect fit for this hat. And then I'll use the ears and stuff for another project as well. And then I also got some of these for like gifting wine. And I want to incorporate this little tag. And so since I did that drawing last night, and Danielle Dietz was the winner, I figured I could fill out her name, so to her, from, and then I can put either my name or I can put your Secret Santa, but just a cute little touch for this craft that's going to be gifted to her. Hi, Leslie. Congratulations. For any of you that don't know, Leslie is my niece, and she just had a little girl, Aurora, cute as can be. Oh my goodness. So then with this mop, I don't know if I've shown you guys before, you just pull these out. And I don't think this time I'm gonna do braids, because I'm thinking I'll make it look more like Santa instead of a gnome. But I don't know. I could change my plans halfway through. So bear with me. And if you guys think of any ideas, shout them out and maybe I'll do your idea. And with this here, I'm saving it because when I move my room downstairs, I'm going to take 2 of these and I'm going to zip tie them together and glue. And then I'm going to put the stick back in it on each side, and then I'm going to hang them kind of like on curtain rods or whatever. So I'm going to hang them, and then I will hang some of my work from there down in that room. So much stuff that isn't going in my trash can. Alright, so for his nose, it's these little squishy balls from the Dollar Tree. And one of their little washcloths. And I've already used this one once. But that's the good thing about this. You can do it more than once. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to wire this I haven't tried combing it. Maybe that's something I'll try. I know on this one YouTube craft that I was watching the other night, it had shown how they took a strip of yarn and they separated all of the strands and then attached all of those strands to a longer piece and then combed through it so it kind of looked like hair. So maybe I'll try that. I don't know. I mean, I could. They come apart really easy. Good idea. I think if I did that with all of them, it would look a little bit better, and I probably could comb them out. And then also, I have some silver and gold jingly bells, because Santa has to be able to jingle. So if this is like hung on a door, it has to be able to make some sound. Bailey, I can't remember if I said hi to you, so hi. I'll be stopping by tomorrow morning before I go to the park and drop off this wreath and your ear extenders. Okay, so I have the nose already there. Set that there so I don't forget it. Okay, so then I can start doing the hat. And all I'm using is this big, chunky, thick yarn. And this one skein is $6 and some odd cents at Walmart. I want to say it was like $6.44 or something like that. It can easily do 3, pardon me, 3 of these gnomes. So it goes a long way. So the white is just going to go down at the base for his rim of his hat. And then I've got this pretty red. Okay. On the thing it says what color it is. Let me look and see if I can find it. I do wear these from time to time. They stay on my head more than anything now. You know what? It's not showing me a name. It just says it's a polyester yarn. Normally they will have a name on there of what the name of the yarn is. It's a medium yarn. I don't know, but it's red. It's pretty. It'll work for the Santa. Okay, so I'm going to start down on this end. I'm just weaving this through that middle piece there. And then once it's through there, I'm just going to grab one of the hooks and work my way around. And then I'm going to go to the next hook. So can you see that's going to be the bottom of his hat. I'm going to also plug in my glue gun because this part tends to go pretty quick. That way when I'm ready, my glue is ready too. And all I'm doing is just weaving back and forth on this form. That's what they did on it as well. Hi, Danny. So I'm just weaving back and forth on here. And as I'm doing this, I'm thinking of my embellishments, and I have a feeling I'm going to go with the holly and berries, or the holly and the pine cones. Because I really like that, the way that would look. Okay, so then I'm at the end here, and all I'm going to do is snip that off. And see, this could actually do more if that's all you're using it for, is just a small spot. So I'm just going to put some glue in here. I might even glue this part down just a little bit just to keep it in place. And Auntie, I noticed you commented that you could hear the piano music that I have playing on one of the other videos. I am so glad that that comes through. That's one of the things that helps relax me when I'm doing my crafts, is listening to the really soft piano. Brent hates it. It puts him to sleep, but oh my goodness. I can't listen to a lot of heavy stuff because it just gives me a headache. Probably because I'm already stressed from everything else. And then that just adds to it. So then this, since I've already got this bottom part done, I'm just going to start right at the base. And I'm just going to put a little dab of glue to hold it. Right in that corner. As I'm doing this, you'll have to let me know if you notice that it's starting to look like Santa. Sam, I don't think the camera fully gives that color either. It's not like a bright, shiny Santa red. It's more of a wine red, but I liked it, even though it wasn't the traditional. It kind of makes me think of like the older pictures, you know, the vintage Santa. Now that I'm older, I find myself drawn to a lot of the antique, vintage looking stuff. So this, I was like drawn to it. And I noticed Walmart does not have a bright Santa red in this thick, chunky yarn. But that's okay, because I like this one. I'm glad you guys think it looks good, too. Okay, and then I'm just kind of making sure I don't cover that up, the hook. Okay, so then that whipped up pretty quick. So then I'm just going to put a dab of glue there after I cut this. Pretty easy craft. A lot of people say, oh, I'm not that crafty. Or, yeah, it wouldn't look that pretty if I did it. Trust me. These are very forgiving, and it's not that hard. All you do is you go back and forth, hot glue it where you want it to stay. It's very, very simple. And I'm just going to glue this down. You know how I say almost in every video that at work today I was really looking forward to this craft? That happens with all of my crafts. I love crafting so much. I look forward to it every day. It's something to look forward to once I get home. And I get so excited with them because I want to know what everyone else thinks of it. I can't believe I get so excited over my own stuff. I like how it turns out. So I think before I embellish the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and put the top on there, the puff ball. But I also want to glue these jingle bells, and I'll probably have them dangle a little bit. I have noticed, though, that I have something dangling from every single hat that I have done. So one of these hats, I'm just going to have to leave it as is, just to see if I still like it that way. So all I did on this was I wrapped it around the top peg, and then I'm going to glue it down on the back, and then I'm also going to glue it down on the front. That way I know it's going to stay there. So I'm going to put a little dab of glue. And I'm sure the girl that's getting this is going to love it. She's had a really crummy week, so it'll be a nice little pick-me-up. And that's another thing I really like about my crafting. I don't really do a whole lot to sell. I did try that with some of my crochet. I did like the craft shows and stuff, but personally, I love giving the stuff away. I like making it and seeing somebody's face, light up when they receive the gift. I mean, you can't get that with money. That's the best feeling. So pretty much all of my gifts and all of my crafts and stuff, 9 chances out of 10 will be given. Maybe I'll even make some of the crafts, and when I do the holiday gifting, I'll pass them out to people I don't even know on the street. Have the grandkids help me. They help me every year. That's one of the things that I really enjoy passing down to them, is showing, that giving is better than receiving. Christmas should not be about the gifts, that you receive. So, does it look weird with those dangling? I kind of like it. And say I glued this all down and I did not like it, it's okay, because all you have to do is pull it off, clip this at the close spot. You can put whatever else you want on there. You can put a flower there. You can make your own pom-pom, whatever you're wanting. But I kind of like it like this. And if she does have it on the door, anytime that door opens and closes, she's going to hear that little jingle bell. She'll either love it or hate it. You never know. She might be using it, and she might snip that off so it quits making the noise. Auntie, I'm not really allowed to decorate at work right now. I wish I could, because they gave me this really nice corner that we were not using for the longest time. And I put displays there. I put a big thing of glasses. I did a rainbow. I was loving it. And then the virus hit, and now we're not allowed to decorate. I have a gnome that I call the Vision Center gnome. It's one of the sock gnomes that I made. And on his hat, I have these little beads, and it says, what is it? WVC, Walmart Vision Center. So I have two little things dangling from his hat that says Walmart Vision Center. And we can't display him. So he's tucked away in a drawer. One of these days, when we are able to put him out for everybody to see, I will probably tear up. I'm just that way. I cry at everything. So emotional. But that's okay. So I think before I put the gnome down at the bottom, his nose and everything, I'm going to go ahead and do the embellishments up here. Just because I want to see how it's looking. So I'm going to start out with this black foam. So it's just black foam. And I will put glue all the way across. Well, it's dripping down the side, so I will use a glue stick. I thought about adding snowflakes to him, but then when I saw the the leftover stuff from my wreath that I made last year. I thought, oh, you know, I like how this looks a little bit better. Okay, so I've got that glued down. And I've been finding that on these forms, I always put all the decorations to the side that the hat is not bending. So if it was bending this way, I probably would end up choosing the other side. But since the curve goes to one way, I've been putting it on the other. Must be like my OCD or something. I don't know. Do you guys do similar stuff like that? To where it has to be a certain way? I'm gonna kind of put this off center a little bit because when I put those flowers there, I still want to see a hint of his buckle. So this is what I got so far. I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put these. Can you see on there? I can never tell because of the comments. And I'll probably cut these apart so I'm able to lay them where I want them. And I haven't glued these down yet. I like to kind of lay things out before I glue it just to see how it's going to look. That way if I think the placement is wrong, I can readjust. See, I do like how that's looking. And then I can tuck this tag. I think before I go too far, I'm going to write to Danielle. So I just put to Danielle from your Secret Santa. And then it says, do not open till Christmas. I love that. And I think I might add a little piece of string so it looks like that I tied it in there. I like to have the little details. Sometimes the details is what really makes your project. I have just soft piano music. It's on YouTube, and all that it says is black screen, soft piano music. It's like my go-to. I love listening to it. Brent hates it. Yeah, I think that's going to look cute because that's just going to dangle down. Alright, so I'm going to take these off, and I'm going to try to center this a little bit for you. Oh, I should have played Christmas music. I do have some on there. I could play Christmas Anthem Lights. Good thing I'm upstairs, because then everybody would hear him go, "Ugh," because he does not like them. Danny might even make that sound. Okay. I think I might glue down the top so it doesn't get top heavy and pull right off of there. Oh, and guess what happened? This glue gun just pooped out on me. One second. There we go. Improvise, because I am not shutting this off to go downstairs. I am too close to getting him done. Guess what, guys? It's busted pretty good. That's what happens with old items. I've used it like crazy. So what I'm gonna do, let's see if I can get it to bring just a little bit more glue out. And it's not. So, okay, so all I'm gonna do now is just lay the stuff there, and then I will glue it down after a bit when I get one of my other glue guns. I should have more than one up here, but didn't think of that. Improvise. It works. So, can you see that? That's what the hat's gonna look like. And you know what? Since I did have technical difficulties, what I could do is stop this one, go get my glue gun from down, I have like 6 of them downstairs, at my gnome making station, the sock gnome. Then I will come up here, and I can pull these apart. I can also grab one of those other little brushes, so I can try combing that out. And so maybe I'll do the Santa one in 2 lives instead of 1. Will that work for you guys? If I end this real quick, go down, get all the stuff. Eventually, all of the stuff's going to be in that one room. So, if I have technical difficulties, it'll all be in there. So for the people that are just now starting to log in, my glue gun pooped out on me. It's seen its last craft. It is pretty much toast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this one, and then just here in a few minutes, because I'm going to run downstairs, and I'm going to get my other glue guns. I'm going to grab more than one. That way if I do have more technical difficulties, I'll have a spare. So then I will be back shortly after this little intermission. Alright, I'll be back. Thank you for tuning in, though. I'll see you here in a bit.